Hi, I'm Sandy Allnock, Prima Ribbonista from May Arts, and I'm here with a card that you can send to somebody who makes your heart skip a beat. This is going to be a masculine card, and I'm going to use the Every Heartbeat stamp set from Our Craft Lounge. I'm going to put a twist on the masculine by adding a little bit of glitter to it, and I'll show you how to do it in a way that won't make a mess all over your card. And I'm also going to tie it up with some May Arts red suede string. Let's get started. These are the supplies I'll be using on this card, and you can look at the May Arts blog post to see a written out list of them. First is the die cutting. I've taped together Spellbinders Hearts and circles, and I want to punch both of them because I want to use the extra elements later. So I'm punching it first out of the card front I'm going to use, and then out of a scrap of red because I want both the black and the red pieces. And I'll set those aside for later. Next I'm going to create the background pattern on the card front using the Our Craft Lounge stamps. I'm inking them up, both strips of chevron at the same time, with Versamark. I'm going to stamp it twice and cover most of the card front. I'll be cutting off that bottom part so I don't need to do the whole thing. And sprinkling on some Hampton Arts clear embossing powder. I'm going to heat set that really quickly. I love clear embossing powder. It just adds some pizzazz without adding a lot of color and intrigue to the card that will take away from other details. So next I'm turning that over, and I'm going to tape that red circle to the back of the card front. And then I'm setting my sentiment down in order to measure where that line should be, and creating with a pencil on the back of the card the EKG line. Make sure some go up and some go down, because that's the way an EKG line goes. And you want to have a center point, but you also want to have some places where that heartbeat actually jumps up and down. And just trimming them out real quickly with some scissors. So of course, since this is on the back, you can adjust as you go. On my card front, I already have the white layer, and I'm stamping the sentiment on it, and I will measure where that heart is going to land. Now I'm going to create what I call a gravy boat. If you ever made a gravy boat with your mashed potatoes as a kid, that's kind of what I'm going to create here to hold that sparkly fluff in place. And I'm just using some dimensional adhesive from 3M and cutting it down to the size that I need for this. I want to make sure all the edges join so the sparkly fluff stays within that area. I'm going to fill it with some Tombow multi-liquid glue. Here's this sparkly fluff. The color's called Sugar, and you can see it's got a little sparkle in it. So I'm just going to poke a little bit of it in there using my Tonic craft pick. Use that for a lot of things in my crafting. And I'm just going to smooth it out and spread it within that little gravy boat that I've made. Then I can peel off the sticky back and then add a piece of plastic to cover it. I'm just using a piece of a clear envelope, but you can use packaging off of craft supplies you've purchased. Next I need dimensional adhesive along all the edges where I'm going to put the EKG line of the ribbon. All around the edges I want that black to be nicely popped and to be pretty solid, so I have something to lay that ribbon against. And then I'll add it to the card front. You can see I've covered up that gravy boat nicely. And now the last step is going to be taking this Tombow multi-liquid glue again and running it all along the edges of where this ribbon is going to go. This suede string is flat, and normally you would put it down flat, but we're going to stand it up on end instead. It's going to lean against the black cardstock, and it takes a little fussing to get it to work quite right. I'm using my craft pick to hold it in place, and I'll do a little bit of adjusting along the way, and then as it dries more, I will make sure it stays tight against where that black edge is. And then just snip off the end, and here is your finished card. I think the embossing adds a lot of detail to it without making it too feminine of a card, and you can see here the glitter still shows, but I think this still qualifies as a masculine card. Thank you so much for taking a moment to watch this video. If you enjoyed it, please click the like button down below. You can hit subscribe up above to get lots more ribbon ideas from May Arts. And now the real question, was this a masculine card and would you send it to your sweetheart? Leave me a comment down below and I'd love to hear what you think. And if you're interested in getting more from me, you can click that annotation right over there and subscribe to my channel as well. See you next time.